Some recent news has just come out showing that real estate investors are running scared from the housing market.
Right. I'm not running. You're running.
And they aren't just getting out of the game. They are pulling out at a record pace. Even though investors are running from the housing market, this could be some good news for the rest of the home buyers out there.
Awesome.
So in this video, we're going to talk about why the investors are bagging out of the housing market, what areas are getting the most relief from these real estate investors, and what does this mean for the housing market. Hi, my name is Trenton Ward, and if you enjoy this content, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to stay up to date with the latest real estate news, tips, and tricks. Okay, so let's talk about why real estate investors are bagging out of the housing market. When you try to buy a home, you have the option of either financing it or paying for it in cash. Most of your larger firms don't have to deal with the struggles of financing because they have a large amount of cash on hand. But when it comes to the smaller investors, a lot of times they still rely on financing to get the deals that work for their bottom line. And to top that off, investors traditionally pay a premium on top of what your traditional home buyer would pay that plans to make it their primary residence. This is because real estate investors are typically looked at as riskier lending profiles, and traditional lenders prefer to lend to home buyers that will live in the property because they don't have as much risk of someone defaulting on their loan. And for this reason, investors can expect to pay an additional 2% or more on a 30-year fixed mortgage than they would if it was their primary residence.
Ouch.
This is one of the many reasons that home purchases from investors recently dropped 30% in November. So the rising cost of financing has impacted these investors greatly. And now that rent prices have started to come down, it has become harder for these investors to make a profit that would make the investment still worthwhile for them. Okay, so next let's discuss what areas are experiencing the most relief from investors. Real estate investing definitely exploded during the pandemic, but there are a few places in particular where it grew significantly. Since house prices have been rising so fast over the past few years, many of the smaller investors have steered clear from the more expensive real estate markets. These markets include places like New York City, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and several other cities. Where we really have seen a surge over the past few years have been places like Boise, Idaho, Denver, Colorado, and here in Dallas, Texas. Take a look at this map that shows the top 10 places where investors have started to pull back. Dallas is the largest metro area on the list, and we've seen a drastic jump in prices in the past couple years. Cash offers were more than common on any property that hit the market. According to this report, in Dallas, 1 in every 13 mortgages went to an investor in late 2021. But by mid-2022, only 1 in every 25 to 30 mortgages went to those investors. Everyone may not be able to understand, but if you live in one of these metro areas, you probably had an extremely difficult time getting a home in recent years.
It's impossible.
Let me know in the comments below if you're in one of these cities and tried to purchase a home recently. Hopefully we have some success stories despite all the investor competition in the past. So next we're going to discuss what does this mean for the typical home buyer. Right now, people that are looking to purchase a home and plan to make it their primary residence don't have as much competition. We aren't seeing the same bidding wars from the past couple of years, and buyers are able to be a little bit more picky when it comes to getting the home that they want. Homes are starting to sit on the market longer because there aren't as many people that are qualified to buy these homes. But for those that are qualified to buy the homes, now you're able to find some great deals. Now the investors that have cash are still able to come and compete on these homes, but the good news for the average home buyer is that there aren't as many of them. If you're able to snag one of these deals right now, you can refinance once the interest rates go back down and lower your monthly payments. That way you don't have to miss out on moving when you actually wanted to, or miss out on a particular house that you wanted. Okay, if you enjoyed the content, let me know by hitting the like button. If you'd like to stay up to date with the latest real estate news, tips, and tricks, consider subscribing. If you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and have any real estate needs, feel free to reach out. My contact information will be in the description down below. Until next time, peace.